Give me a second, guys. 1 second. I'm going to turn these notifications off. Okay, so we don't have them dings and dongs and craziness that was going on the last time in the last video. Okay. So, show live chat. Yes. It is a beautiful day. It is a beautiful day. I'm going to start this off, you guys. Before I start answering questions, I have been working my ass off. I have been working my ass off outside getting ready for the garden. So, I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you guys all my hard work. Look, I cleaned out the beds. I put new whirligigs up. I would love it if somebody asked me questions about whirligigs, because they are a conjure and hoodoo trick. More whirligigs. Look at the beds, they're so clean. I got my windmill painted. Now let's show you what it looked like. Look at all this crap. Look at that. That was all in my garden beds. Yes, I have been working my butt off. But we got 73 today here, guys. It is gorgeous. Look at, ain't it pretty? Yeah, nobody's talking to me. How come you guys aren't talking to me? Whirligigs, guys. Let's talk about whirligigs. Nobody's chatting. How come somebody's chatting? Okay, we're going to turn around. We're going to have a pop a squat over here. And, oh yeah, I did this too. Hold on. Look at, I swept. All this was all over here. I swept all this off and I cleaned my porch up real nice. You know, Hoodoo Essence have the cleanest porches in town because we wash them all the time. Okay, oh my god, this is not gonna work. You're not gonna sit. Really? Okay, you know, guys, alright, hold up. Let me do it like, no. How am I gonna get this to stay up out here on this table? There! Ta-da! It's magic. Hi, guys. Nobody's chatting. I'll tell you what, guys. I really enjoyed that live I did. The first one I did like last week. Oh my lord. I did it like last week or whatever. I really enjoyed it. You guys had great questions. I actually had fun. And it's really hard for me to have fun, guys. It really is. I don't entertain easily. So, thank you, Janine. Awesome. Yeah, I've been working my butt off. I did work out back too, and the last live, guys, you guys were asking me about the garden. I told you my greenhouse got shredded, so I had a new cover, and I ordered it, and I went to put it on today. It doesn't fucking fit. It's the same, like, the picture that I ordered it from is like the exact same, you know, picture of my greenhouse, but it didn't fucking fit it. So now I gotta send it back, and I think I'm actually gonna buy a brand new greenhouse. I'm gonna get the whole shebang. Did you guys see I cut my hair? It is awesome. It is 73, and it's like 7 o'clock. It's 73. It's beautiful. I've had been working my butt off. Okay, guys. So let's. Anybody have questions? Questions to ask? Look. This is Saint Benedict. I don't know if you guys can see him. It's actually, and he has his own medal, which is the Benedict medal, and that is his medal. I really like this. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, I chopped off like 2 feet because it was just so heavy. It was giving me headaches, and It was just so damn heavy. And if I washed it, guys, it was like no shit, 3 days to dry. Like 3 days with a wet head in winter, and it's cold, and yeah. And then I sit down in the cellar and it's like freezing down there with a wet head. It's not good. So I actually washed this the other day, and it takes like less than a day for it to dry now. So we're good. Um, questions, guys. Let's do this. I had fun, man. I really had fun on that last video. I really thoroughly enjoyed myself. I enjoyed conversing with you guys. I enjoyed your questions. It was lots of fun, and I was like, man, I gotta do that shit again. I really had fun talking to everybody. I think I found my forte. Spirit of the Witch wants to know where I live. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. Yes, I do. And it's a fluke. For some reason, we got really, really nice weather today. Tomorrow, it's supposed to rain and be in like the 50s or something. It's not going to be fun. Am I currently working with St. Benedict? Yes, I am working with St. Benedict. St. Benedict's awesome. And saints are different than other types of spirits that you work with. I had an issue with the saints at first until part of the path I'm walking is a form of necromancy. I work a lot with the dead, and so when the saints thing got thrown into it, I was like, it threw me for a loop. But then I was like, wait a minute, saints were alive. Saints were people. They were real people. They existed. They were alive. So therefore, they are real dead. They are real morto. You can work with them just like any other dead. So I got on board with it, and after I got on board with it and I started saying my prayers daily, you know, at my Missa Blanca and my Boveda and everything, saints just started coming. I actually had a dream. The first saint that came to me was actually Padre Pia, and I had never heard of him before, and he came to me in a dream, and he looked, and I never heard of him. I never seen a picture of him. I didn't know this guy. And in my dream, he looked exactly like he really looked, and he had his hands wrapped up in the dream, and I woke up with the name Padre Pia, Padre Pia. Oh, actually the dream, it kept saying, I kept hearing Padre Pia and his mother is what I kept hearing. Padre Pia and his mother. Padre Pia and his mother. And he had his hands wrapped, and he looked just like he looked, and as soon as I opened my eyes, I got on Google, and I'm like, who the fuck's Padre Pia? And lo and behold, he had fucking stigmata, and his fucking hands were wrapped, and he looked exactly like he looked in my dream, and I was like, holy shit. So yeah, different saints are coming. They come like any other spirits, but I'm only, as with any other thing, I'm only working with ones that come to me and I'm drawn to. So I have a few now that personally, now I have ones for the Monanzo that I'm in my house, and then I have ones that are just coming to me. So it's like I have a whole bunch of different tables and then I have different ones that are just kind of coming. So right now on my table I have St. Benedict, I have Padre Pia, I have actually two angels that have come. I have Michael and Gabriel. There's more. I can't, because I haven't gotten their statues yet or anything, but there's more. I think a skeeter just bit me, and it's like spring. What the hell are skeeters doing out here? Okay, I lost questions. Hold on. Am I currently okay? Saw a cleansing with Benedict metal on a key by Louis Sansista. Do you use it somehow? I actually just purchased a Benedict metal. It's a very large, I mean, it's huge. It's like hanging on my wall. And I think I mentioned in the last live, that was loud. I think I mentioned in the last live that I'm going to take a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go to a Palm Sunday service, which is not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And I'm going to take my Benedict metal, my large metal that I just got. I'm going to take a few other things. I'm going to get them blessed. I got to get holy water and like all kinds of supplies that I have to get. But yeah, I'm going to get the priest to actually bless a whole bunch of my things that I have gathered. And the Padre Pia, or not the Padre Pia, the Saint Benedict medal is used a lot in protection and exorcisms and exorcising evil, negative energies and spirits and protection from those things and all that, but only if it's blessed. So I'm going to take mine to get it blessed, and then I'm actually going to start trying to work with that metal. Would you consider there a main difference between Loa and saints? Yes, but you have to understand with the any ATR tradition pretty much, since it was brought to the Americas through slavery and other countries as well, like Haiti, that was brought there by slavery, that the people at that time were being forced to convert. They weren't allowed to practice their religions and their faith, so what they did was they took their spirits and hid them behind Catholic iconography and Catholic saints. So in a lot of these practices, there's synchronization of saints with different African deities, but they're not the same. There's a difference between the person, the saint, and the deity that they have hidden behind that saint. Those are two different spirits there. What's Benedict's attitude to a non-Christian? I guess okay, because I'm not Christian. I am not Christian, so I guess he's okay. When in Spiritismo and Hoodoo, I got a birdie. There's a lot of work with the saints. There's a lot of work with the saints, and you don't necessarily have to be Christian or Catholic or any of those things to work with a saint. You really don't. You have to kind of believe in God. That's kind of a given. You have to believe in a creator, whatever you want to call him, whatever path. If you want to call him Baudelaire, if you want to call him, what's the Muslim one? I don't remember the Muslim one, but whatever you want to call him. You have to believe. It is a skeeter. I knew I was getting bit by skeeters. What the fuck are skeeters doing out here right now? See, I knew it. Bastard. It's too early for skeeters, guys. What the hell's going on here? Yeah, well, whatever you want to call them, to work with saints, you can't, basically you can't be an atheist. I mean, you have to believe in some kind of creator, deity. Did you see that behind me? A bird just flew in that birdhouse. I just caught it on the camera. He went right in there. Cool. I love my birdies. My tree is full of birdhouses. Interesting. I never thought of them as dead spirits to work with. Awesome. Yeah, and I never really thought of it that way either until, it was brought to me, and it was kind of, I have to do this thing. I don't really have a choice. So, yeah, that's how I kind of got over my, this Catholicism and this, is, yeah, they're dead. They're dead, just like ancestors. They're dead, just like a spirit in a cemetery. They're like any other dead. They were people, they were alive, they lived that way. They're real dead, so anybody can work with them. Would you work with St. Anthony and Papa Legba at the same time? Like, according to what I've heard, Legba was synchronized with St. Anthony. I've never heard that, actually. Legba has a couple synchronizations. Actually, so let's talk about the Spirit of the Crossroads, which is an archetype. Okay, so we're not talking about a Legba or Papa Legba. or anything like that, but these are spirits, archetypes of the crossroads on different paths in different religions. And I kind of try to stay in my own lane, guys, so I don't I don't want to speak too much about other traditions that I'm not a part of. But Papa Legba, since I personally have a Legba, I can speak on him. As far as I know, he's been synchronized with St. Peter, who guards the gate. He has the keys to the kingdom, which, you know, that's Legba. He's also been synchronized with St. Lazarus because of the use of the canes and the dogs and the limp and all that kind of stuff. It depends on what tradition, what path, what cameo, you know, on who he's going to be synchronized with. That I've never heard of Legba being synchronized with Anthony. Look at the bird. What's going on back here? When was your first time, and how was it? My first time, what? A1. I don't understand that question. When was my first time? What? Blessed in the Catholic Church, or you have blessing them yourself? I am taking them to a Catholic church, Aston McGuire, and getting them blessed on Palm Sunday. Yeah. I was actually baptized Catholic when I was born. My dad's parents, actually my dad's mother, insisted on it. But I was never raised Catholic because I was raised with my other grandparents, my mom's parents, and they were just Christians or whatever. So up until probably 5 months ago, I had never even stepped foot in a Catholic church, even though I'm technically a Catholic because I was baptized Catholic. But yeah, up until now, I've just kind of snuck in when I could and got my supplies that I needed, like holy water and stuff like that. But I really want to attend a Palm Sunday service. This service is like, I don't know, it's calling me. So I'm just going to kind of sit in the back and hang out and just watch it and see what goes on. And then after it's over, I'm going to try and get the priest and get him to bless my things and maybe talk to him a little bit about some of my things that are going on with me with the saints and stuff. Okay, where are we at? Now that you work with Catholic saints, do you still use the Rose of Jericho as holy water, or do you get holy water from the church? I use both. I like to try and use the Catholic holy water as much as possible for certain things, like baths and cleansing things and stuff like that. Someone's about to walk out my door. I got a house full of people, y'all. But the Rose of Jericho, I like that for different kinds of work. Bye, guys.
All right. See ya. Be careful, Jeff.
Hey, there's skeeters out here.
Skeeters?
Yes.
Already?
Yes,
Skeeters?
that's what I said.
I
They're
thought I
biting
didn't
me.
think it was warm enough. Thanks, man.
They have been biting me and flying in my face. Okay, so yeah, did I answer that
I had
question?
my whole lawn sprayed for $40.
Huh.
Sprayed and everything, rid of all the crap, $40.
Get rid of bugs for $40. Do I set spiritual fountains like with cups or glasses for? Yes, I do. Yeah, I always, every spirit gets water. I might not have a glass for every single spirit because I have a lot, but I always make sure there's always a glass of water on an altar or with spirits or wherever. There's always water, because not only is the water for them, but water is also a conduit. It helps communication. It makes it smoother. It like lubricates it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, water is great, and the more water you got with your spirits, the better. Do I set... Wait a minute. Hi, Kiana. Oh, you're back. A lot of you were on my last live. I remember you guys, see? let's talk about whirly gigs, guys, since nobody's really asking me questions right now. Let me switch this camera around.